Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am late. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Let me check my sound. Hit the wrong button. Yep, I got sound coming through. Seems to be all right. So, what's going on, folks? What's up? Ah, I did not put a thing that planned the thing on the YouTube and stuff. I always forget to do that. I can do like plan the events in advance, but I don't always do that. And that's probably an actual issue, you know. Um, but how are you guys doing? What's up? I'm really late. I started late because I was trying to get together the thing that you guys were watching with the little sparkly stuff and, the atom with the mouth and, I was trying to download that. The service that I use to where I can use music and stuff like that. You missed last week. It's okay, Nether. Don't, it happens. I had to cut out a section on the video, but I do have the full video from last week on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on Facebook. Um, they didn't say, "You are using a James the Caster video, so we're gonna just block the entire thing." Commentary isn't allowed anymore on YouTube. They blocked the entire video over a 30-second clip. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I went ahead and just cut it out. But you can see the whole thing on Facebook on my page there. It's full everything there on that. Update on the Dave Chappelle thing. Seems that he's willing to talk with the employees who did the walkout this past Wednesday about the issues associated with his content. And we got into quite a bit of that last weekend, so I won't rehash all of that. And I've been listening to some supporters of Dave Chappelle, and they're like, well, they can't remember your Facebook password. Ha ha. Sorry, Nether. I mean, make a new one. Let's make a new one. And then you can have a look. But the little section that was cut out from last week was just me showing a video and talking about a James the Caster video on how to tell trans jokes without it being so offensive, if you aren't trans. Much, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's really all it was, but the rest of the videos there, the meat of the thing. So, I've been listening to, supporters of Dave Chappelle outside of Joe Rogan. I'm not listening to Joe Rogan. Um, I just I would like to preserve my brain as much as possible and not have it melt through my ears listening to his nails on the chalkboard takes. But Dave, maybe he is an ally, but he delivered his comedy in a terribly horrible way. But then I go, he's supposed to be an expert of comedy. So it's hard for me to think he wasn't being offensive on purpose. So it doesn't quite sit well with me. I understand people have off days, but an off day isn't an entire Netflix special. So, an off day is not an entire Netflix special. Oh, it's Halloween soon. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Um, are you a good witch or a bad witch? There you go. And it's hoodie weather now. I can start wearing more of my hoodies, and this is really soft. It feels like a teddy bear. Do you guys want some Nina exposure? Nina exposure is highly recommended. So, hey, Neen. Grogu is teaching Nina the Force. Can you say hi to everyone? She's my little furry croissant, my supervisor and keeper of the Funko Pops. So, um, El Nina. Little Nina. So, I say so a lot. I'm finding out that I say that in my lectures, in my conversations, in my show. So starts so many of my sentences that it almost bothers me. So, so, yeah. Oh my God. I forgot where is it. Oh, yeah. So the Dave Chappelle thing. Terry Pratchett said it best. Satire is meant to ridicule power. If you're laughing at people who are suffering, you are just punching down. That's correct. So we talked a bit about that. Dave Chappelle says he doesn't punch down, he punches out. And I'm going, you know what punching down is, Dave. Come on. You are not a stupid man. Why are first responders not getting vaxxed up? Here, I'll put the chat up here when it pops up again. I don't know. And I forgot to put my graphics up here. Is that it? Nope, wrong thing. There we go. Is it that one? That one works all right. ScientistMel.com. So first responders, whenever the chat pops up again, I don't know why medical professionals are not getting vaccinated. The only thing I can think of is that they just do not understand how vaccines work. And if they're unwilling to learn about the vaccine, then they don't need to have a job anymore. Whoops, sorry. It popped up. Punching out is just saying he is punching down and maybe elsewhere too. Yeah. He just hits everybody. I mean, South Park attacks everyone, but they even draw lines from time to time and they don't cross certain lines because you know they still make fun of situations, you know what I mean? Hey, August, yes. Nina, the furry croissant. She's hanging out over here. Oh my goodness. She's still having a hard time with me being gone most of the time on like Tuesdays and Thursdays because those are my long days when I'm at the college. I'm there like 14, 16 hours. I've decided to come home around the times when I'm not actively engaged in a meeting or something. I come home and I chill for a couple of hours before I go back out because I have not fully transitioned back into the peopling phase so well, but I'm getting there. All right. So I've got a couple of things we can go over today that I found, just quick little Google search since we're talking about celebrities, celebrities. Did you guys hear about Alec Baldwin? He shot a man. Hey, student Dr. Ben, what's up? Student Dr. Ben was on last weekend, guys. Hey, Sandy, it's all right. I was late too. So, this is just a coffee chat. I don't have anything inherently planned, and I wasn't even sure if I was gonna do a show this morning, and I thought, "You know what? I need to do a show just to see what's going on and then talk about some science and stuff like that." Dinah Cat loves me. He's hanging out incognito in the chat with the Streamlabs. He shot a woman and a man. Alec Baldwin lost just wow. So I'm gonna share the screen here. I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys what I found. Apparently, it's a huge whole hot mess. How can I get this on here? There's that. I'm playing with the different buttons. That's not good. Okay, maybe that. But you can't really see that so well, you know? Then there's that. I think I'll just do this thing. All right, we'll just do this thing. All right, let me blow this up a bit. So apparently, guys, there was a protest right before the shooting happened. People were protesting. Because so I think there's lots of sus going on here. There was protesting hours before the fatal shooting. Oh God. He shot the cinematographer. That's where the majority. Okay, to be quite honest, I'm not a film expert, but I have made short films and I've taken film classes. I made some short films in Vegas and one got into a couple of festivals. It was pretty cool. Cinematography is so incredibly important. I dare say your cinematographer is probably the most important person on the set because they're the ones who are putting the picture together to make it look like moving art, right? Director's important, yeah, because they have to supervise and get everybody together and plan the things, and then they have to delegate and all that stuff, right? Hi, Sinister Porpoise. So right before the shooting with Alec Baldwin, since we're talking about celebrities and we'll jump into some science, there was a protest. Let's see, several members of the camera crew walked off the New Mexico set of Rust in protest before the lead actor and producer, Alec Baldwin, fatally shot the cinematographer and wounded the movie's director with a prop gun. So the Los Angeles Times originally reported this. All right, so here's what the issue was with him leaving. The half dozen camera crew operators, so it's about 6 people, and their assistants. So if you consider assistants, you probably have 2 to 3 per camera crew. So that's maybe 12, to 18 people. Left the set of the Western over a dispute about working conditions, including long hours and low pay. 3 people not authorized to speak publicly told the Los Angeles Times. An unnamed knowledgeable person said that there had been 3 prop gun mishaps before this fatal shooting, 2 on Saturday and 1 last week, as they were telling the Los Angeles Times. There was a serious lack of safety meetings on the set. What we have here is a failure of having safety meetings. You need to have safety meetings. Even as a chemistry professor, we talk about safety before people touch the chemicals. I send people home if they're not dressed appropriately. You don't get to lab today. Ooh. Tension on the set at Bonanza Creek Ranch outside of Santa Fe had been simmering for days before the crew members arrived for work around 6:30 a.m. before gathering their things and walking off. Here, I'll post the link in the chat so you guys have it. There we go. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Sinister Porpoise. I've got my third COVID jab. Get yours today or as soon as possible. I am so excited. I'll be at the 6-month mark, I think, this week. So I can get my booster. All righty. One of the reported points of contention was lodging. Crew members said they were told their hotel rooms in Santa Fe would be paid for, only to find out that they were instead told to stay in Albuquerque, roughly 60 miles away. So not only did they have to get to work at 6:30 in the morning, they had to drive there or get there, and it was 60 miles away, which, if we think about it, is probably a 2 to 3 hour drive, right, guys? That's like a 2 to 3 hour drive. Oh gosh. The crew members, who are a part of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, reported seeing non-union employees arrive to replace them Thursday as they prepared to leave the set, the Times reported. Roughly 6 hours after the crew members packed up and left the set, Alec Baldwin fired the prop gun that killed the cinematographer, Halyna Hutchins, and wounded the director, Joel Souza. Oh my gosh. Is that that's oh, it's probably Halyna Hutchins. So she died. That's great. Go to work, don't think you're gonna die that day, and then you do. Um, he said it was a tragic accident. Well, tragic accidents happen when you don't have safety meetings and when the people who are in charge of the guns are treated very poorly. Mistakes get made. It seems so. How did he Okay. A spokesperson for Baldwin said a prop gun with blanks was misfired. A spokesman for the Santa Fe County Sheriff said detectives were investigating what type of projectile was discharged and how. No immediate charges were filed. They don't know if Baldwin was performing at the time of shooting or how many rounds were fired, and little was known about the weapon. Oh my gosh. So, Halyna, I think it's Halyna. My heart is broken for her husband, their son, and all who knew and loved, Halyna. Oh my gosh. So that's what Alec Baldwin had to say. The sheriff's spokesman, Juan Rios, said detectives were at the set Friday morning gathering evidence and information. Baldwin is permitted to travel. He said he's a free man, Rios said. Oh gosh. He just looked upset. Okay. Guns used in making movies are sometimes real weapons that can fire either bullets or blanks, which are gunpowder charges that produce a flash and a bang, but no deadly projectile. However, even blanks can eject hot gases and paper or plastic wadding from the barrel that can be lethal at close range. That proved to be the case in the death of an actor in 1984. Hey, B, not just B. Jesus. It's open and active. Okay, so just as an aside, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Just as an aside, the short film that I made that made it into a couple of festivals, we had a real gun, and I just needed a close-up of shots being fired. So I took a person who is licensed to handle that gun. Alec actually killed somebody, native atheist, actually killed someone and injured another, killed the cinematographer and injured the director. So I told you guys, I start sentences with so, and I think it bothers me now. I had a short film. It's weird when I don't say it too. I don't brains are dumb. Um, so I had a short film that I did. I used an actual gun, but I just needed a close up of it being shot. I didn't need a wide shot. I could imply that and then edit in what I needed later on because I was absolutely terrified of somebody getting hurt. I had an expert in weapons, military expert, because I lived out near it was in Las Vegas near a military base, and the person that was involved in that did photography for a hobby, and they were willing, and they had licensed weapons, knew how to use it. We went out to the middle of nowhere at, like, 1 in the morning, and they shot rounds where they could, away from people. I sat behind my car. My car was barricaded. The person was, like, way away, and I used my camera and zoomed in to their hand while I'm behind the car doing this, and they shot their gun. And then we got in the car and left. Then I edited the shooting gun into the shots where the shooting would happen and gave the guy a prop gun with nothing in it to use for the scene where the gun would be, like, used. I took painstakingly heavy caution to if I was since I was using a gun. I'm like, how can I use a gun without killing anyone and making certain everybody's safe? They didn't have safety meetings. This is why you have safety meetings. You talk about what kind of projectiles you're using. And also, treat the workers who are in charge of the prop guns with a bit more respect. Pay them better. Don't have them driving 3 hours to get to a set and exhausted. The people who are in charge of the things that kill you need to have rest, they need to be paid, and they need to have safety meetings. Yes, prop guns aren't supposed to be real either. So I see, I started another sentence with, so this is gonna bother me. I bet people are, people can start having, like, drinking games. Every time she says, so take a shot, they'll be hammered in 30 minutes. Oh gosh. It's so irritating. I'm just why you do that? Why you do that? They should know better. Now, a woman is dead, 42 years old, had a kid and a family because somebody didn't bother to check the guns. So, all right. Oh, man. No, I actually tried that with someone who says narrative a lot once. It was an incredibly bad idea. I know of whom you speak, sinister porpoise. Oh, goodness. They're spinning a narrative. Hey, RB, you've been hammered for the last 4 hours. Hey, Terry, what's going on? So we're just having a pretty light chat right now since we were talking about the Dave Chappelle show from last weekend, where we were talking about the problems associated with, his train wreck of a show. And now he's willing to talk to the employees of Netflix who walked out. Hey, Brooke, what's going on? And then we moved on to Alec Baldwin. Now let's talk about some science. What you guys think about that? We're going to talk about some science. Do we want to do some bad takes first, or do we want to talk about some cool stuff? Yeah, let's talk about some cool stuff, and then we'll do the bad takes. you know. Jason Momoa is in the new Dune. I was watching the new Dune last night, but I think I need to watch it in the middle of the day, not in the evening, because the original Dune, if I have really bad insomnia, I just watch that and it puts me to sleep. I get knocked out every time they start traveling with the spice. That's when I'm out, man. Wonderful sleeping medication, the original Dune film is. And I started to fall asleep in the new one, and I think it was just really late. Oh, I won't give any spoilers. I fell asleep during the new one. But to be fair, Dune normally puts me to sleep, so I'm gonna watch it in the middle of the day because what I saw so far was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So there you go. So let's talk about some cool science. Let's talk about some cool science. So let me I started a sentence with so again. I'm trying to not do that, guys, and it's not working. So, oh, there you go. Golly. I did it again. I did it again. Next week, Mel takes a nap to Dune. I start with so every single time. Let me blow this up. Surely I can blow this up. Let's look at some really cool science that's going on. What do we want to look at? I've got about 3 tabs open. Well, I've got technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tabs open. How can there be spoilers from an old book? That's fair. That is certainly fair. I think this is as much as I can blow it up. Let's look at what's on phys.org/weekly news. So if you want to have a look along with me, here is what I've got pulled up on my site. All right. Okay, so what do we want to look at? Experiments reveal formation of a new state of matter, electron quadruplets. Hold up. What? I need to see that. Electron quadruplets. What the heck in heck? What is this? Iron-based superconductor material. So we have barium, potassium, iron, and arsenic. Is mounted for experimental measurements. Is that copper, I guess? I wonder. I'm guessing that's copper in there. Copper's wonderful with that. Reporting today in Nature Physics, Professor Igor. Oh my gosh, his name is Igor. That is awesome. That poor man, though. That poor man. It's Halloween right now, and he's in a journal. Hey, Mr. Shadow Kitty. Professor Igor Babayev. I probably didn't say that correctly, and I butcher names, and I apologize in advance. He has evidence of fermion quadrupling in a series of experimental measurements on the iron-based material. Oh gosh, what is that? Apparently, they don't even have the actual number of potassium and barium atoms in there, but it seems to be like a solid ratio between that. Whatever barium, 1 minus however many X is, 1 minus the amount of potassium. Then you got 2 iron atoms and 2 arsenic atoms on there. The results follow nearly 20 years after Babayev first predicted this kind of phenomenon. In 80 years after he published a paper predicting that it can occur in the material. So this is why physicists are awesome. Physicists are awesome. Hey, Cat the Humanist, what's up? Because they can predict the existence of things with math before they see the things. So the particular pairing that they do enables a quantum state of superconductivity, a zero resistance state of conductivity, which is used in MRI scanners in quantum computing. It occurs within a metal as a result of two electrons bonding rather than repelling each other, as they would in a vacuum. The phenomenon was first described in theory by Leon Cooper, John Bardeen, and John Schrieffer, whose work was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1972. Hey, big zebra, what's going on? Now, it's important to understand that things that happen on the quantum level are really freaking weird. Quantum, everything that happens with, the macro view that we have of elements in a larger mass state, in their solid state, they behave differently when you're talking about single atom level thickness. We can have, oh, now my brain is gone. When you get to single atom thickness, this is why you can have plasmon resonance. Plasmon resonance that we use in nanoparticles and that sort of thing. You can attach metals to different things that normally wouldn't conduct heat and light and that sort of thing. Not heat, no, sorry, heat and electricity, not light. Everything reflects light pretty much. Just about. Uh, but when you get on the quantum state, what is it? Ele- you force electrons to interact together. I can't remember the word for the life of me. See, this is what happens when I don't prepare a proper show. It's not quantum entanglement. That has to do with something else. It's quantum containment. I think it's containment, where you force electrons to be put together. They were able to make water, pure water, conduct electricity by forcing under high intense pressure molecules of water together. It made those electrons available to conduct electricity. You can do that when you're talking about single atom level thickness. All righty. So what they're doing here, these so-called Cooper pairs are basically opposites that attract. Normally two electrons which are negatively charged subatomic particles which strongly repel each other, but at low temperatures in a crystal, they become loosely bound in pairs, giving rise to robust long-range order. Currents of electron pairs no longer scatter from defects and obstacles, and a conductor can lose electrical resistance, becoming a new state of matter, a superconductor. Ah, this is kind of cool, though. When you get fermions doing weird and crazy things. They don't fully understand it, but it's going to take a long time, essentially. However, in the case of a 4 fermion condensate that we report, the time reversal puts it in a different state. So they can do what is time reversal symmetry? Babayev says that key among the observations made is that fermionic quadruple condensates spontaneously break time reversal symmetry. In physics, time reversal symmetry is a mathematical operation of replacing the expression for time with its negative in formulas or equations so that they describe an event in which time runs backwards or all the motions are reversed. What the heck is time reversal symmetry? Okay, so I'm going to need to read some more stuff. Time reversal symmetry. Okay. So, see, I started another sentence with so. Yeah, they essentially turned water into a metal when they pushed it so close together like that, Nether. It was weird. This is pretty cool, guys. Time reversal symmetry. All right. Did the Earth tip on its side 84 million years ago? That's kinda cool. That's not it. Here we go. Did the Earth tip on its side 84 million years ago? Go home, Earth, you're drunk. 84 million years ago. Ah, RV says. Does that mean it is possible to reverse my 2 failed marriages? Oh gosh, hold on to your hats. You gotta love science journalism when they go back to the old folks language and, you know, they go, "Hold on to your hats. Hold on to your britches." You know, that's old folks language, isn't it? That's what the old folks would say when they were gonna tell you something fantastic. "Okay, kids, hold on to your hats." You know, I think I hear that mostly at, like, Disney World or something like that. When you're about to get on one of those rides, I think they have that on the little train ride. On the little train ride, you know, it's like the runaway train. They have, like, the little old miner voice that goes, "Okay, folks, hold on to your hats." Science journalists who use old people language, you know? It's alright. Old folks, fun little Western style language is hilarious. Alright. Scientists have found more evidence that the Earth tips over from time to time. We know that the continents are moving slowly due to plate tectonics, but continental drift only pushes the tectonic plates past each other. It has been debated for the past few decades whether the outer solid shell of the Earth can wobble about. Oh my goodness. Or even tip over relative to the spin axis. See, the Earth is sometimes an older lady like myself where my outer shell wobbles about a bit. It's called pandemic weight. Even the Earth suffers pandemic weight and wobbles about on the outside from time to time. Such a shift of Earth is called true polar wander, but the evidence for this process has been contentious. So they're like, hold on. So these are the conferences you want to go to because these are the ones where people are going to yell at each other from the audience. If you've never been to a scientific conference where there's a highly debated topic that's going to come out and somebody's going to talk about their research, that's the one to go to because you'll have knockdown, drag out fights. And it's not like punching fights. It's like people trying to one up each other and yell at each other. People are like, "Well, the scientists will get together, you know, and they're all a conspiracy." Have you ever seen scientists together? They will fight. They will fight each other. You think debate me bro thing is a thing? Go to a conference and hear a woman talk about their research, and then dudes in the audience will just be like, "She don't know what she's talking about. She's just presenting this paper." She's like, "I'm literally the person on this paper. Sit down." You know, it's great. They yell at each other. And there are ladies who will put dudes in their place, man. It's great. I love it. All right, so new research published in Nature Communications, led by the Earth Science Institute at Tokyo Institute of Technology's principal investigator, Joe Kirschvink, Kirschvink, I think, also a professor at Caltech. That's cool. And Professor Ross Mitchell at the Institute of Geology and Geophysics in Beijing provides some of the most convincing evidence to date that such planetary tipping has indeed occurred in Earth's past. There we go. Tesla Angel, what's up? Hold on to your lug nuts. That's right. The Earth tips sometimes. Man, that brings a whole new thing like Spaceship Earth. I know. Anyone that thinks scientific consensus is just people going along has not seen scientists debating. Oh my gosh, it gets so heated. People be throwing pencils and stuff sometimes. And if it gets really wild, like, "You, sir, no!" It's almost like Parliament. If you ever watch Parliament late at night, it's like watching a crazy Monty Python episode sometimes. Like, "You, sir, are a turd guzzling nerf herder." It's just they don't really probably say that, but they do actually they do actually call each other names. And scientists do that sometimes too. But what do you think about this? What about the it's so much it's funny. Scientists, when they argue, it's great, man. It's hilarious. All right. Oh god, I read this so wrong, guys. True polar wander bears. I read it like bears, like actual polar bears. Hey, Ox, what's up? True polar wander bears. Oh my gosh, now I have, like, a whole book I'm writing in my head about true polar wander bears that wander from the North Pole and accidentally hop on a ship and go to, like, another, like, island or something. They, like, stow away polar bears. Put Alec Baldwin in jail. Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay, so true polar wander, okay? Bears, some dissecting. So I read that completely wrong at the beginning. The Earth is a stratified ball with a solid metal inner core, a liquid metal core, and a solid mantle, and overriding the crust of the surface which we live on. So we have our gravitational force, and we have our coupled with that, we also have magnetic poles that help hold on this atmosphere, and that's spinning in addition to that. RB read it too. High five, man. I read it that way. Now I actually need to write a book about stowaway polar bears that wander. I feel like that's a thing. Dissect the wander bears. Oh my goodness. It's almost 11 a.m. where I'm at, and we're already having a solid chuckle. Oh man. Okay. So all of this is spinning like a top once per day because it spins on the outside, it's spinning on the inside. So because the Earth's outer core is liquid, the solid mantle and crust are able to slide around on top of it. So they're doing the electric slide in the middle of the Earth, where you would find Brendan Fraser with dinosaurs. I'm so happy for Brendan Fraser. He's doing so well and coming back strong. So these relatively dense structures, such as subducting oceanic plates and massive volcanoes like Hawaii, prefer to be near the equator. And in the same way that your arms like to be out to your side when you are spinning around in an office chair, who doesn't like a good spin in an office chair? Does anybody else ever have races in the hallway with your office chairs? You just get in there and you just race. Hold on to your polar axis. See, that would have been way more creative, Cat the Humanist. You should contact phys.org and rewrite this article using old folks jargon and mix it with science flair. That would be great. Oh my goodness. I just kind of want to stop at wandering polar bears, High resolution sampling on the road cut west of the Apiro Dam Lake it's a dam lake. And not just that, it's the Apiro Dam Lake in the central Apennine Mountains of Italy. So they went through and cut some holes in it. Where is Stephen Bauman? He would love this stuff. I'm going to have to send him this and say, read this. Hey, Aries, what's up? So let's see what we got here. These data provide excellent information about the direction of the north and south geographic poles, and the tilt gives the distance from the poles. A vertical field means you are at the pole. Horizontal tells us it was on the equator. Many rocks actually record the direction of the local magnetic field as they form. Hey, geology. The same way that a magnetic tape records your music. For example, tiny crystals in the mineral magnetite produced by some bacteria actually line up like tiny compass needles and get trapped in the sediments when the rock solidifies. This fossil magnetism can be used to track where the spin axis was wandering relative to the crust. This is amazing. Oh man, Sandy, I'm sorry that there was no like chair races. Chair race in 15 minutes. That's got to like increase productivity sometimes. For breaks, you go and get you some coffee. Chair race in the hallway in 15 minutes. Winner gets a donut. I mean, that sounds like that would make working so pleasant. Um, so the cool thing about this is that bacteria line up according to the magnetic poles. So they're able to determine whether or not the earth can shift based on the way this bacteria can be found within the rocks. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is really cool, guys. How cool is that? It's fossil magnetism. Fossil magnetism. That's how they're determined whether or not the earth flipped. Bacteria that responds to magnetic fields that line up a certain way in the ancient rock. That is so freaking cool, man. And if somebody doesn't think that's cool, I just don't know what to say to them. That's really cool. So the earth gets drunk sometimes and falls over on its side. What's cooler than cool? The earth tipping over. So this stuff came out on Monday. All this awesome stuff came out on Monday. We got Tuesday. First controllable nanoscale gas liquid interface fabricated. Oh my God. Scientists developed novel shape-shifting liquid crystal. More than 99.9% of studies agree humans cause climate change. But what about that 0.01%, or the 0.1%? Yes, humans cause climate change. Oh my God. Wednesday, researchers make hardened wooden knives that slice through steak. I think we need to see that. You too can have hardened wooden knives that slice through steak. So usually steel or ceramic. That's, naturally what we would think about when we think about knives. But no, they made a wife. They made a wife out of wooden. No, they made a knife out of wood. I was going to say they made a wife out of nud. They made a knife out of wood, guys. And it cuts through a medium well done steak easily with similar performance to a dinner table knife. Wow. All righty. So the method presented in October 20th in the journal Matter. If it doesn't take up space and doesn't have mass, then it doesn't matter. It makes wood 23 times harder, and a knife made of the material is nearly 3 times sharper than a stainless steel dinner table knife. Oh my goodness. So this could be a more sustainable way to make sharp knives. That's kind of neat. It can make wooden nails sharp as conventional steel nails. Wow. But what about termites? I want to know what the termites would be like with that. Hey, stool, what's up? Yeah, Sandy brings up a good point here. What about germs, man? I don't use wooden cutting boards because particularly when you're dealing with meat, because my gosh, leaves all of the germs in there. I bet the nail wouldn't go through locust without drilling it. Maybe. All right. While Lee's method to produce hardened wood is new, wood processing in general has been around for centuries. No way! Has it, guys? It's been around for centuries, making things out of wood. Oh my goodness. However, when wood is prepared for furniture or building materials, it is only processed with steam and compression, and the material rebounds somewhat after shaping. When you look around at the hard materials used in your daily life, you see many of them are man made materials because natural materials won't necessarily satisfy what we need. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Let's watch this cutting through. There's the wooden knife. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking, okay. I don't know if I don't think that works so great. Let's watch it again. What y'all think? Looks like you're struggling a bit. You're not seeing the video? Are you guys able to see? Are you guys able to see this at all? Let's see. Let's see. What about now? Can y'all see it now? Can y'all see it now? You still can't see the video? What the heck is going on? You see me in the article. All right. Well, if you have a look, let me just refresh. Let me refresh and see if that works. Y'all don't see this video. You know, I'm getting so mad. It still shows the magnetic field article? What? Let me reshare. Let me reshare. What about now? Now you see researchers make hardened wooden stakes. Yay! I am sorry. Did not realize. So let me go to the video portion of it. Here we go. Let's watch this. You guys let me know what you think about this. I'm not convinced. See you later, Sandy. I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Does this look like a good knife to cut through a steak? It looks like they're like pushing, you know? They're kind of like scooping at it a couple of times. I don't know. That steak is overdone. It's medium. Says it's medium well or something. So, I don't know. And here's an ad for actual knives. I don't know. So, here's the process. And it looks like they cut through the fat. That's what I was thinking too, B. They cut through the fat, not the meat. Well, let's have a look at this. Somebody filmed it with their camera, like their phone camera. All right. They're using a wooden nail. Can y'all see this all right? It's not going any further. Okay, wait, it's moving a little bit. That's balsa wood. I like how they're using gloves to make it look even more sciencey. I mean, I'm not knocking on the process. That is very light. If you hit it any harder, it might just like tear down the middle, you know? This is a long time, you know. Maybe they have a better process. And they made the classic content creator mistake, holding your camera this way instead of sideways, right? Poor guys. All right, let's have a look. Flip it over. Okay, so it made it through. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think this is early days for this type of tech, you know what I mean? So we could do it through balsa wood. Now let's try it through something way stronger. A researcher hammering together 3 boards with a hardened wood nail. What's the thinnest wood possible? Hey, Peter. Yeah, not gonna do that. So there you go, guys. If you want to look at this, I'll post this in the chat and you can have a look and see what you think. I think B could do a response video and be like, a builder responds to the wooden nails and knives. Cool idea, though. You know, I appreciate their looking for that. Hello, Liebenswerdig. I think it's Liebenswerdig. Is that it? So we appreciate the science that they're going, but you know, come on. They found the first dinosaur era crab fully preserved in amber. DNA shows Japanese wolf closest relative of domestic dogs. That's pretty cool, huh? Well, welcome, Liebenswerdig. I'm usually very terrible at names, so I apologize in advance. So there you go. Northern white rhino retired from world first breeding project. We got Friday the 22nd. All right. I'm trying to see. Skyrmions can fly. This is from physics. Physics tends to produce a lot of interesting studies. Shape-shifting materials with infinite possibilities. That makes me think of the Infinity War. Lovable monster. That's cool. Like Grover, right? From Sesame Street. Let's take a look at some news from nature. Rhino puzzle. I hope you guys can see this. I might have to stop sharing and then reshare again because I don't know. It seems to have an issue. All right. Here we go. So we have a few options here. Scientists reel as Brazilian government backtracks on research funds. Ancient DNA points to origins of modern domestic horses. Let's take a look at this. Mix and match COVID vaccines ace the effectiveness test. Huh. So some people who got Johnson & Johnson can actually take, I think, the Pfizer vaccine. So the study, I said so again, guys. Study after study has shown that people who receive 2 different COVID-19 vaccines generate potent immune responses with side effects no worse than those caused by the standard regimens. Good news, everyone. which means it's great. You can get a booster shot from the messenger RNA version. Oh gosh, yeah, the Delta variant is super hyper infectious. Oh goodness. So it's a beneficial mismatch. You don't have to have brand loyalty. So that's good. Mix and match your vaccines. Epic news. It's fine, guys. Totally fine. Oh gosh. Yes, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, we're probably going to have a worse variant than Delta because people won't get vaccinated. Thank you. Thank you, people who won't get vaccinated. They make me so mad. I can't stand it. Oh, wow. This is new. I haven't heard about this, guys. Look at this. I might have to. I'm going to reshare my screen. I'm going to reshare my screen because it seems like we have issues sometimes with Restream not sharing it properly. Attempts to charge Mexican scientist with organized crime. Here, let me do this. Attempt to charge Mexican scientist with organized crime prompts international outcry. What the heck in heck? I didn't even hear about this. So this came out a few days ago. The Mexican government has accused 31 scientists and officials of organized crime and money laundering, allegations that they deny and that many claim are politically motivated. What in the world? Organized crime? A number of the accused academics are based at the National Autonomous University of Mexico. When the son of astrophysicist Jose Franco answered the door at their home in Mexico City in June, he didn't know why an agent from Mexico's federal prosecutor's office was asking for verification that his father lived at the address. Let me copy and paste this here so you guys can have a look. What in the world? When he confirmed it, the agent left without explanation. Franco, a researcher at the National Autonomous University of Mexico and former head of the Mexican Academy of Sciences, received no other information about why the agent had visited. I mean, Mexico does have cartels, but I don't know that I would expect this out of scientists. Oh my goodness. So then in late September, Franco learned from national newspaper articles that the government prosecutor was planning to charge him and 30 other Mexican academics and former government administrators with organized crime and money laundering. Here's my question. Why did this guy learn it from newspapers? I mean, that's a bit sus, right? Wouldn't he know from the prosecutor directly? I mean, maybe Mexico does things differently or something. Maybe they do things differently there. But still, the accused to whom Nature spoke deny the allegations, but the situation has garnered wide attention in Mexico because such charges are typically reserved for narcotics traffickers and are so serious that even just a formal accusation can result in incarceration in a maximum security prison without the chance of bail until a trial is held. You don't want to go to Mexican prison. I'm kind of shocked. I don't understand what's going on here. So it seems like the scientific community is supporting them. The international academic community has rallied behind the 31 individuals, more than 50 universities and professional societies, including The U.S. National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine have written open letters and opinion pieces condemning the prosecution. Yes, any human can be corrupted. I agree. Andrew Wakefield, have a look. Thank you. We have him to thank for anti-vaxxers. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to prison at all, Nether. You got a point there. A judge has refused to grant an arrest warrant and has rejected the charges, saying there isn't enough evidence for a criminal case, but the prosecutor, whose office has not responded to Nature's questions as to why they have attempted to bring such unusual charges in this case, has vowed to continue. So there's not enough evidence. The prosecutor won't answer questions, but yet the prosecutor's going to keep pushing those charges. So here are the doubts over the claims. The accusations center on a formerly independent scientific advisory board to the government called the Scientific and Technological Consultative Forum. And that was largely funded by Mexico's top science agency, the National Council for Science and Technology, and has since been brought under that agency's auspices. So this is what the prosecutor says. Between 2012 and 2018, before current Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador was in office, these particular agencies partnered to funnel 471 million pesos. That's about 22.9 million of the agency's money into the foro. So this is what the prosecutor says. He says the 31 individuals linked to those two agencies use these funds for travel, buying property, dry cleaning, and other purposes not related to the mandate. Oh my gosh. They're going after him for dry cleaning? All right. The accused academics and the judge have pointed out that at the time the expenses were incurred, the organization's own constitution mandated that it pay for the advisory panel's operating expenses as well as its research work. So they needed buildings, they needed to travel, and they needed dry cleaning. They're to take care of, lab coats. You have to have lab coats and stuff like that cleaned a bit differently than others. If you've ever had to deal with those, there's a separate laundry process for that. But okay. God. Franco and the other accused parties are also saying the allegations are baseless and the money was used for legal purposes, such as buying an office for the staff members and funding necessary travel to science meetings. And it was founded in 2002. This organization has approved all its budgets and expenses, which has been checked regularly by external auditors. So, yeah. I think this is politically motivated. Let's not give money to scientists and we can spend it on something else, says the prosecutor, I think is what we're looking here. The accusations come at a time when Mexico's scientific community already feels under fire from López Obrador's administration, the agenda of which has centered on austerity and eliminating corruption. The president has referred to the 31 formal officials and scientists more broadly as a corrupt elite group. Early in his administration, officials sharply curtailed funds for scientists' travel to international meetings and even to cover electricity for research centers. Oh my goodness. So they don't want to spend money on science. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, those who do not value education, science, don't know the cost of ignorance. What's going to happen here if this is something that continues, and if Mexico's allowed to get away with this. Governments that don't want to fund science are going to use this as a precedent. And they already don't want to fund science. Come on, let's be honest here. Have you seen America? They already don't really want to fund science. Look at the absolute ridiculousness that's going on in the southern states, particularly with science education. They're going to take a note from this. I mean, Texas, I don't even want to go there with Texas. Oh my God. They're going to take this as, hey, this is a great idea. This is another way we can get money and funnel it into something else. That's what's going to happen with this. Academics fear that the case is already harming the public's opinion of scientists in Mexico. We share the concern of many members of the international scientific community that our Mexican scientific colleagues are being subjected to harassment and intimidation. Yeah. I mean, Dr. Fauci in the US had to have a security detail because people were sending him death threats. Hey, great times, everyone. All right. In addition, okay, so NASA wrote in an October 6th missive to Lopez Obrador. In addition to the disturbing human rights aspects of their situation, we are worried that actions against our colleagues may have a chilling effect on the broader Mexican scientific community. Yeah, and it's going to reach beyond that. Ugh. It's all from the president. The president is doing this. Oh my gosh. It's really scary, guys. If you want to have a look, I think I posted this article. I'll post it again. This is kind of scary to me. They're going to start locking up stuff. Coffee is yummy. Yes, Sandy, it is. Let me go back and have a look. You saw the elephant evolution so quick, Cat. Amazing, really. It was human inspired. That is incredible. No tusks means less hunted. Exactly. Yes. I saw that. They're going to start getting all of that. Man. All right. Let's do some bad takes. Oh my goodness. Let's do some bad takes really quickly. We're going to do some bad takes and we'll have a look at these awful stuff. Oh gosh, this is absolutely exhausting looking at all of this horribleness. I have some brilliance for you guys. Here's a brilliant bad take. This comes from a really fun Twitter account. Bad COVID-19 takes. Hold on, let me make certain I shared the audio. I got to share the audio cuz you got to hear the audio for this cuz it's crazy. All right, let's have a look at this junk. This is from an Instagrammer. They have this terribly important thing that they've figured out about Donald Trump, Covfefe. I don't know if you guys remember Covfefe. He had a tweet and he goes, despite the constant negative press, Covfefe. Nobody really knows. I want to say bless you after that because I think he sneezed. I'm not certain, but let's have a listen.
And in 2017, he tweeted, despite the negative press, Covfefe. But then it struck me, Covfefe. You break that down, right, into the derivatives. What do you have? COVID and Fe. Fe is iron, and Fe is a hydrogen ion that, when in excess.
Fe is not a hydrogen ion. I'm just letting you guys know. It's fine.
specifically hemoglobin's ability to, get this, carry oxygen. So that's pretty much what we're seeing, right? COVID pneumonia, COVID in general, right? Inducing a ton of respiratory distress. That's why vents are killing people. So Trump was speaking in code, not that he was making 5G healthy, which again is just absolutely ludicrous. I mean, it's really, I can equate that to people, on the other side of the spectrum, believing every word that mainstream says, even when you're like, repeat that back to yourself. Like, does that make sense? You think that he made all of these towers healthy and emitting healing frequencies for us now, and he's spraying vitamins in the air, and that's why he's spraying chemtrails? What? But he was speaking in code, and he was letting us know what was coming. Basically, everything comes back to this deprivation of oxygen, which iron plus EMFs absolutely causes. And in
Oh my gosh. I don't know what to, iron overload plus iron dependent ferromagnetic nanobots gives EMFS, which equals COVID. I'm tired, guys. This is exhausting. Okay. So I get she's blaming Trump for COVID and 5G towers. I don't have an issue with that because I do blame Trump for his response to COVID-19. But my God, my brain just shut off. My brain shut off in like trying to follow this. It just, there's like nothing going on. I don't know what to say about that. Ferromagnetic nanobots. Iron overload plus iron dependent plus ferromagnetic nanobots. It's a conspiracy. Okay. Sure, lady. Lady person. That was probably one of my favorite bad takes. You can check out COVID bad takes. They're pretty funny. It's, wow, the vaccine also shows up on a Bluetooth scan. I have Bluetooth interruption every time I walk in front of my phone while using it after being vaxxed. It's like, what in the world? No, okay. Okay, how about bad medical takes? Can you guys see the bad medical takes? Yeah, I know, student Dr. Ben. Oh, I found something you might appreciate, student Dr. Ben. Let me show you this really quick. I'm going to stop screen sharing for a second. You see this little green thing right here? It holds note cards, right? It holds note cards. What do you think's in here? What do you think's in here from back in the day? What do you think's in here from back in the day? It holds note cards. Found this. Look at these little, you probably can't see these headlines. There's little dividers. One says glycolysis. One says citric acid cycle. One says structures. One says amino acids, and one says equations. I actually made flashcards when I was in high school. Not high school, college. Oh my God. Look at this. This right here. Okay, it's hard to see that. Sorry. This right here is enzyme substrate equation with product and inhibitor. Okay, right there. The Michaelis-Menten equation, your Vmax. Here's the turnover equation, right? There you go. Turnover equation. Yes, it's chemistry. Active site equation, right? Number of active sites. Line Burke-Weaver. right there. These are just the equations. Degree of inhibition. So if you have an inhibitor, how much of this is still accurate? It's still pretty accurate. That's biochem right there, right? Check this out. I kept structures. All right. Hold on. Look at that. Pyrimidine, cytosine, uracil, and thymine have pyrimidine on it. Purines, adenine and guanine. Yes, making them is a great study. Here's thymidine. There you go. It's missing. I found somebody sent, okay, while we're looking at this really made me mad. Here's cytidine, right? Remove 2 OHs to 2-deoxycytidine. Here's FAD and FADH2. This takes me in the Wayback Machine. Lots of crying during this semester. Lots of crying. Oligonucleotide synthesis. Yes. Rings, 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 rings. And people are like, did you really get degrees? Yes, I did. Oh, look at this one. Here, right? We got, there's 16-1 palmitoleic acid, oleic acid, linoleic, and arachidonic. That's all. Oh, that has to do with lipids, right? Diarrhethos, right? D-threose and glyceraldehyde. So somebody posted, and this was like, oh my gosh. There's actually a site that talks about genetics that is really, really bad. Let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up my Twitter. And I posted about this. So let me scroll down. This is a great, oh, there I am. Hi, me. Let me scroll down. Oh, man. That was the crying semester. I think when I was taking biochem, I was also taking genetics. Physics lab, genetics lab. I was doing undergrad research. Oh, yeah, this was an interesting find for me. That was kind of cool. Batman, random penguin smoking a cigarette, and some bunnies. It's like, what in the world? That's so strange. Just a random thing at a thrift store. Tesla. Let me see. I have like some new Tesla t-shirts that I've made. So look at this. This made me nuts. Alrighty. Ooh, I spot loads of wrongness. Look at this picture. This is figure 6.4. Nucleotide structure. All nucleotides shown except uracil contain deoxyribose as the carbohydrate. No, they don't. No, they don't. Here's ribose right down here, right? Now, if it's deoxy, D means remove. Oxy is oxygen. You have to have one of these oxygens removed off of the bottom of this ribose in order for it to be deoxyribose. This is just ribose. Okay? This is just ribose, not deoxyribose. This isn't part of, oh gosh. It's incorrect. This is a great way. This is a great way to completely screw up somebody in genetics, in organic chemistry, and also biochem. Every single one of these ribose have both of their oxygens on the bottom. Okay? Here's my pyrimidines that I was showing you guys before. My pyrimidines. Here's my purines. And then it's always got this little ribose at the bottom. Well, it's supposed to be deoxyribose if it's DNA. If it's DNA. It's just RNA if it has both of these. This is not DNA nucleotides. This is completely wrong. And there is a website linked to this. Let me find it. Here it is. DNA and genetics. It's completely wrong. So this is radiologykey.com. Radiologykey.com has the wrong information listed on here. So this is going to screw up students who are in radiology. This is going to screw up students who are in radiology, looking at stuff. Any students that might look for this in genetics, any organic chemistry students, this is going to screw up a lot of students because the structures are wrong. People already have a hard time understanding these structures. And then when you put wrong structures up here, this screws them up even more. How nice. No, no, no. That's so frustrating. It's just wrong. Epic amounts of wrongness. So yeah. Let's have a look at some bad medical takes. And then I will let you guys go and enjoy your day. So here's some bad medical takes. Germs do not cause disease. You too can check out these bad medical takes. It's essentially twitter.com/bad medical takes. So here's Liz Lemon, MD. I failed to make it on a plane today, but I did make it through TSA security. And my word, what is with grown adult men who cannot understand that the mask goes over your nose and mouth? We've been doing this for 19 months, people, and it is a statewide mandate. So here's Bruce Banner 5280 who says, Linda, as a pediatrician, could you share with us what empirical evidence convinced you viruses actually exist on this planet? Is it just a belief you have, or were you convinced by evidence? Thank you. Oh my God. You would think she would have an answer considering her entire practice centered around this one question. She would also be enabled to supply any empirical evidence that bacteria caused any disease ever in history. In 150 years of trying, no one has ever provided evidence. I don't talk to people like that on the internet either. So I'm completely fine with Dr. Lemon here. She's just like, nah. Nope, not today, Satan. I would rather like to enjoy my day without dealing with people. So I get it. Liz Lemon, Dr. Lemon. Just ignore him. That's what I do. What? The dengue virus. Okay. What they are calling dengue is actually fall of platelet count thrombocytopenia caused by the COVID vaccines. Oh, I think they mean COVID vaccines. Dengue causes are going to jump through the roof. Dengue is not caused by mosquitoes passing the virus to you. Viruses have never been isolated in purified form. Yes, they have. Guys, this makes me tired. Just because you were bit by mosquitoes and had fever after a few days, we can't say it was the dengue virus transmitted to you by the mosquitoes. It is possible that the mosquitoes carried something toxic, not a germ, and gave it to you while biting you. That's what I think. Oh my God. Ah. Oh my goodness. Great article. This might be the most important sentence. Of course, the diet only works if you follow it. We don't need to focus on diet. We need to focus on adherence to diet. And then this Elgor person says we need to focus on the fact that type 1 diabetics need to inject insulin no matter what they eat. The real problem is the ridiculously high cost of insulin in the USA. Then this person says, but if we cut their insulin require in half, don't we cut their costs in half? DM1 patient, I guess they meant doesn't have control over how much drug companies charge for insulin, but they do have control over how much insulin they need. Not for type 1. Oh my gosh, not for type 1. Type 2, okay, that's a diet thing. In some cases, it has been reversed when type 2 diabetes has been reversed, but not type 1. Oh my goodness. Medical doctors when they getting stuff wrong. I think this is my favorite though. Natural organic humans are in danger. Make no mistake. It is our duty to stop these crimes against humanity. Natural organic humans are in danger. What does that mean? I don't know what this means. What do we have inorganic humans? Inorganic humans would be humans that are not carbon-based. I mean, are there silicone-based humans? It might be transphobic. Might be a transphobic take. Natural, organic. The synthetic robo people are doing just fine. I, for one, welcome the synthetic robo people overlords. Let's welcome our new overlords, the synthetic robo people. Yeah, this is probably transphobic. Oh my gosh. This is probably transphobic. You guys are right. I want to kind of go back to I saw something. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make this my new Halloween mask. I think I'm gonna do this for my new Halloween mask. Just cut a jug open and not wash my hair. And maybe get a chainsaw and run outside with a hoodie. Ah! I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, this is a transphobic thing. But I made this made me laugh. This is a transphobic thing. But this is a stupid take because they tried to like say, "Here you go. Look at this." The word woman means adult human female, like hen means adult human chicken. You may want to hen means adult human chicken, guys. Hen means adult human chicken. I want to be an adult human velociraptor. So this was meant to be transphobic, but it just came out oh my God, absolutely ridiculous. Adult human chicken. She says she's a turfiraptor. Okay, whatever. She called a hen an adult human chicken. This was not the own that she thought it was going to be. She's so stupid. Yes, this is pretty dumb. I want to be an adult human velociraptor. I think I'm gonna do so let's do a little wholesome thing. Let's do a wholesome thing. I like wholesome memes, and I follow them now. Whenever I see a cashier having a tough day, I always look at the candy selection, if there is one, and look stumped as to what to get. I ask them, I can't decide, what's your favorite? I buy whatever they say, then hand it to them after the sale and tell them they're doing a great job and to have a great day. It perks them up every single time. It's my little thing. I think I'm gonna do this next time I go to the store. I think I'm gonna do this. If I got some money, a little extra money, I'm gonna buy a cashier a candy bar or something. Think I'm gonna try that out and see how that goes. Speaking of grocery stores, I'll finish on a really weird story about something that happened at the grocery store. It was pretty weird. And I'm like, what? I'm so awkward when I'm at the grocery store, guys. I don't want to talk to people. I think it's a great idea. We should all spread that out. Yes. So I put that on my Twitter. Everybody, next time you're at the grocery store, if you got a little extra money, ask the cashier what their favorite candy is, because you just can't decide, and then buy it for them. It's a nice thing to do, and tell them they're doing a good job and that you appreciate their hard work. Retail is a thankless job. I know, because I was in it for a long time. I was in it well over 10 years, and I hated it. And you're on all the time. You gotta be happy. You gotta be nice to the customer. You gotta do all this stuff. And it is and during Black Friday, it's absolutely horrible. I I go out of my way, to be kind to people when I can, unless they're being jerks to me, then I'm not as kind, you know? If you're a jerk, you're gonna get return jerkiness usually. But if I try to be like go out of my way. But yesterday I was at the grocery store doing my grocery shopping, and I was scanning my own stuff. I didn't have that much. Scanning my stuff back, to the people walking by. Somebody comes up to me, and I have a mask on. My hair's put up. I got a hoodie. You can't see most of my face. You can only see like this. And my hair's up. Most people recognize me when my hair's down. My hair's up. This person comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me, is your name Melody?" And I went, "Oh, crap." Immediately, I was just like, "Oh, God." Because I just want to get my stuff and go. They're not wearing a mask or anything like that. And they come over and I'm like, "Yes." And they go, "You probably don't remember me or recognize me." I'm like, "Did I teach you?" That's my first question now. "Did I teach you?" "Yes, yes, you did." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I was living in Arkansas for some. "Was it in Arkansas?" "Yes, yes." And I went, "Okay." Like, "Yeah, I remember." This was okay. It wouldn't have been weird, except this was from when I was tutoring math and science. And it was tutoring math and science back in 1998. I was tutoring math and science in 1998. I mean, it wasn't it was out of a church homeschool, and it was when I had 4 jobs at the time. I was really freaking poor. Okay. Really poor, going to college, 4 jobs, had 2 days off a month per year. And I looked completely different. I don't look like I kinda similar a little bit, not heavy-ish, I'm not I didn't really I had shorter hair, and I was a bit more round. I'm thick right now because COVID weight, but I was a little bit bigger than that than back then. And I'm just like, I don't look at all. I mean, I guess maybe in the face a little bit, but I had to have my face covered with a mask, complete. You could just see this part, and my hair was up, and they're like, "Hey, you don't remember me, do you?" And I'm just like, So I just kept scanning my stuff and just like, "Hey, yeah, what do you?" Well, I'm teaching college now. I teach college chemistry. "Oh, that's great. Where at?" And I say, "Where?" "Oh, yeah, I go out there sometimes." Like, "Well, that's nice, and take care of yourself. It's great seeing you, Miss Melody." He even called me Miss Melody 20 years ago, and he's got his kid with him. And I'm like, I don't look old enough to have that much life experience. I'm like the Dick Clark of science. I tell you, um, it's weird. Really good genetics, I guess. I don't know. And I'm a thick lady now. There's parts of me jiggle like the earth when it's tipped sideways. That's showing respect. Miss Melody. They called me Miss Melody. And I was a kid at the time, to be fair. I was kind of a kid, you know? I looked It's weird, when I was younger, I looked older, but when I was older, I looked younger. It's, like, reversed. It's weird. So, Imma work on the jiggle in me, because the jiggle in me, I don't like to be a jiggle-billy. So, I've been going to just as an aside, I do have a history of eating disorders on both ends of the spectrum, and from the time I was about 10 years old, I was told I need to be put on a diet, uh, and I really wasn't overweight. I was just a kid growing breasts, undergoing puberty. I developed rapidly. Uh, I wasn't fat or obese as a kid or anything like that, but dealing with the family history of focus, and I'm the oldest of my siblings. I'm the eldest of my siblings. And dealing with a family history of, well, you gotta be attractive. You gotta make certain you don't eat too much. You gotta be good looking. My siblings weren't treated that way because they didn't develop as quickly as I did. Um, and so I got a lot of the brunt of, well, you need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. You need to be skinny. You need to be thinner. And that developed all kinds of eating disorders for me, whether it was binge disorder or it was anorexia where I wouldn't eat for weeks just to try to lose the weight. So that led to emotional eating and all kinds of stuff associated with that and yo-yo dieting. Um, it's it has fully destroyed my perception of food, my cues that you get. People are like, well, just eat when you're hungry. Well, it doesn't work like that with me because I'm thoroughly screwed up. So I've been going to, just on a personal note, I did lose a lot of weight a while ago, and I kept it off for like 10 years, and then this pandemic hit, and then I've gained around 30, 40 pounds. Um, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's triggered all of that related head crap from the past. And I've found myself emotionally eating from time to time, and then I find myself not eating at all. So I've entered into that stage that was very similar to me growing up in middle school and high school. I wouldn't wear clothes that I liked because I didn't think I deserved them. So in middle school, I usually wore like sweatpants and a sweat t-shirt. That's what I wore every day. Went to Walmart, sweatpants, sweat t-shirt, sweatshirt. Every single, didn't even matter if it was hot outside. That's what I would wear. So it was like I was punishing myself for not being an acceptable body type. And it's weird. So I've had lots of time to go through a lot of this thinking. Hey, Titan. And in response, I've going, I've I started going to a dietitian. Uh, about 6 or 7, it was about 7 sessions ago. I started going to a dietitian. I think it was back in September, late August, early September. to try to shift all of that. And I do have a separate therapist that I see because of the trauma associated with all the other things. Well, Billie Eilish wasn't popular, RB, back in my day. I got picked on a lot for wearing sweat clothes, sweat t-shirts and sweatpants. And when I got in high school, I tried to be myself again, try to do that. And then again, the starving thing versus the binging thing versus the starving thing versus the binging thing versus the starving thing. One year, I would be small. The next year, I would be plus size. The next year, I'd be small again. So this is the history of that. And I've managed to maintain a good solid weight for the better, like more than 10 years at this point, from exercising, eating appropriately, that sort of thing. But my hunger cues are still incredibly screwed up. They're incredibly screwed up. I don't trust my body because sometimes I will I'll have a hunger cue when I'm not really hungry. I just ate. And sometimes I won't have a hunger cue at all day. So I'm having to rewire my brain and my body as well as alter my perception of food, because the only reason I would exercise was to burn calories so I could eat, which is also a very toxic behavior, which, yes, led to weight loss, but it was still a very self-destructive behavior. Now I have to go at the exercise with, okay, I need to do something I enjoy, and I need to see it as strength training, getting healthier, overall health, not I need to burn this amount of calories and I only need to eat this amount of calories, and get my focus completely off of that, because I will work out to the point of wanting to puke and not allow myself to eat until I've exercised, which is also not a healthy thing. So I'm doing pretty good with my dietitian. I want to lose some weight. I want to lose my pandemic weight. I want to get back to um I want to get back to that healthier weight, and I need to learn that that's okay. I mean, even when I was working out 5 days a week, I was a size 6 and I was still considered overweight for my height. Uh I mean, I was like a small, extra small, what, 3 years ago? A small, extra small about 3 or 4 years ago, working out 5 days a week. We're very, very small person. Okay, I'm 5'6", and I was wearing, like, size 6 jeans. I wasn't like a 0 or nothing, but I could shop in the little kids section and wear dresses from, like, an extra large child. I could wear clothes from that size, and I was still considered overweight for my height. So that did a number on my head. Uh, Now I'm probably, like, around a 12, 14, and I maintained about a size 10, 8, 10 for a little while. I'm about maybe probably a 14 right now, 12, 14. So, and it's all butts and chest, man. My waist is small. I'm all butt and chest. It's all that, so nothing fits right. But even I have like an hourglass shape and nothing ever fits right anyway, so it's fine. Um, but that's what I'm getting at. I'm working towards getting to a comfortable weight where I am happy with myself, where what does that look like? What does that look like? Yeah, I mean, I could shop in the little girls department and get an extra large about 3 or 4 years ago. Uh, that was when I was like, everybody thought I looked sick, and I was still considered overweight for my height. It's weird. It's so messed up what we do to women. Um, it's so messed up what we do to women. Now, I pretty much just I wear, I mean, I wear, like, larges, mediums, and larges. My shirts. Gosh, I'm so screwed up on my shirts. Since I'm all chest right now, my shirts are weird. But I wear probably around large pair of like yoga pants or something because I'm all butt and chest right now. Which is weird. So I'm trying to get out of I have to wear sweatpants and sweat t-shirts because I don't deserve to wear things that I enjoy. Anyway, we're getting there. It's a steady progress, but I'm in a much better mindset than I have been in a long time, which is good. And I'm still seeing my dietitian, making certain I don't fall into those toxic behaviors and work on it as we go. And that's what it comes down to, guys. That's what it comes down to, is going to the appropriate professionals to help you be the healthiest and best version of yourself. And it's not the freaking magazine people. It's not the unsafe behaviors of eating disorders. And it's not exercising just so you can eat. So I said so again. Anyway, I want to take a moment to show you guys some stuff. I have a new shop. Well, I've updated my new shop. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Let's have a look. I'm going to show you guys this. If you haven't. So I go through, if you have a look at my shop. I also have articles and stuff. I've been revamping my website. Take a look. Take a look. Here's my shop. And this was one of my little commercials. Science is non-binary, you know. You can watch it on YouTube. So I do contribute to different organizations from, you know, product funding like Trevor Project and that sort of thing. All the proceeds in my blocked by section go to charity. But I have made some new things, guys, for Halloween. I've been working on some different artsy stuff. Frank Einstein, you can get a poster, Frank Einstein poster. Comes in different sizes. You can get big one, little one. I also have this in a t-shirt. I'm really proud of this. This came out pretty well. I've been working on, I'm not really an artist, but I do have a particular service that I can use for stock images. I go through, I took Tesla's face and I put it on this particular image. Then I ran it through a couple of different appy thingies. And then I matted it with some lightning in the background. This is the Wizarding World of Tesla. You can get a poster like that, but I also put it on a t-shirt. I'm totally going to get this t-shirt. This t-shirt is just really, really cool. So just in time for Halloween, comes in different colors. Kind of that's what it looks like. Frank Einstein. I do have a Frank Einstein t-shirt that you can check out. But lots of different colors, and they're pretty reasonably priced, $23. Here's my Frank Einstein t-shirt. It's about $20. You know, it's all relative, isn't it? It's all relative. But I am going to get me a pair of these. These are my Tesla Crush yoga pants, right? Check it out. It says #crush on them. I have a hoodie with that on the back, but I don't have the leggings yet. I essentially make clothes that I like and that I would wear. This is pretty fun for me. So I've added some new things. I also have, I think I'm going to change this up. This is far too expensive. And I think it's because they've got patches on the sleeves. I'm going to make one where you don't have patches on the sleeves but this is the back, the Wizarding World of Tesla. I don't know why it put patches on the side. That's why that one's more expensive. But I'm going to take that off because I think that added $10 to it, to where you got lightning on the front and you got Tesla on the back. I don't like those little patches there. I think that got put on there and it raised the price by $10. So we don't like that. Do not want, but I'm going to take care of that probably today. I have all kinds of different things. All of this goes, all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. That goes to charities, Black Lives Matter organization. So we have all kinds of different stuff. And I do have it divided up into, you can either go through it this way, or you can go to the different things. I've got housewares. I do the merchandise for Taste of Science. So if you want mugs, artwork, anything like that, we got that stuff there. We have clothing. Masterclass, I'm still working on that. There's all the science-y clothing. This was from an Oral Audacity episode. Coochie catnip. This was from an Oral Audacity episode. That one's out of stock. Boo. I'm going to have to redo that one and change it up. Change it up with a different t-shirt. Back that graph up. Cam Girl for Science dress. I have this bag. I love it. I use it for my gym bag. Use it for my gym bag. And it comes in different colors with the straps. But there you go. Have a look if you want or not. Either way, it's fine. Okay, so let's read a little Mr. Rogers. I'm going to leave y'all alone. This is from The World According to Mr. Rogers. And I realized I forgot to eat breakfast this morning. And it's lunchtime now. So there we go. So this is Understanding Love. Do I play guitar? I have in the past. I'm kind of rusty. And I do have a guitar. But yeah, and I've recorded a few things, put them on the internet. All right. The gifts we treasure most over the years are often small and simple. In easy times and in tough times, what seems to matter most is the way we show those nearest us that we've been listening to their needs, to their joys, and to their challenges. So one more time. The gifts we treasure most over the years are often small and simple. In easy times and in tough times, what seems to matter most is the way we show those nearest us that we've been listening to their needs, to their joys, and to their challenges. The World According to Mr. Rogers. All right, guys, I will see you next weekend. You always make each day special for me. You know how? By just your being you. Wear a mask, get your booster shots, and be safe, guys. We're still in a pandemic, right? See you guys later. Bye-bye.